Hi, welcome to my data discovery and visualization presentation. So today I'll be presenting to you my assignment 2, which is about Indonesian travelers. So the table of contents, first I'm going to do introduction, the stakeholder background, and the exploratory questions, the cleaning of the data, as well as the visualization, and lastly the dashboards. So to introduce myself, I am Samuel, a data analyst in the research team for the Malayan Tour Agency. I specialize in analyzing the recent trends for the local Singapore tours, and then giving suggestions to my manager on improving on tour strategies. And such valuable insights can make data-driven decisions for the company. And to do that, I'll need to first understand how Indonesian travelers behave and think, and then provide recommendations on tour packages to satisfy the majority of these travelers. And this can result in profitability of the Malayan tour. So to give a bit of context, in 2014 to 2015, it was before the pandemic, and many Indonesians from the cities came to visit Singapore. And during that time, mass communication was very advanced, with radio and televisions are being key channels to Indonesia to broadcast Singapore tourism. And such effective marketing strategies absolutely led to the increase in travelers. So here are my exploratory questions. Next, I'll be sharing how to clean my data. So first of all, I imported the libraries. And then I actually describe the data, followed by checking the state of the data and identifying missing values, renaming the columns, and changing the type of data since they are first expressed as objects. The R month is expressed as objects, so I renamed them, change the data type to date time. And I also dropped the column of Indonesia, the country residents being Indonesia, because all the residents are from Indonesia. And I also did mapping and encoding categorical data as well. So after realizing some erroneous data, I actually regrouped the purpose group to my own kind of interpretation, followed by the stay and general occupation and the first visit. I actually mapped them to numerical data, even the general companion as well, replacing the stay and the language. And I checked for erroneous data and replaced null values with NA. Lastly, I actually added new calculated fields and made assumptions. So for the visualization part, I'll be presenting to you my dashboards firstly. So for my dashboards, right, my first dashboard is actually for the dashboard for purposes of tourism and shopping expenses. So for this dashboard, in general, the trend is that leisure and honeypot tourism has the greatest number of Indonesian travelers. And based on that, I drew through to actually find out that relax a specific purpose actually the most number of occurrences, the kind of records. And based on that, right, the percentages of expenses for relaxation, I actually had the shopping being the highest percentage. And shopping dollars per pax in the months of for relaxation, I actually realized from here September had the highest peak. So from here, what are the findings or what are the strategies to improve on is that from here we actually realize most of the people are spending $200 on the average, on the median value $200, and based on that, those travelers for leisure and spending more than $200 are businessmen and the executives. So from here, what can we suggest to improve is basically to actually trying to make the expenditure for the executive and businessmen to earn money from them because they are for working adults. So when they're working adults, they actually have higher purchasing power, which led to more spending. And for the second dashboard, I actually created is the distribution of stay pricing and hotel preference. So from here, what we can deduce is the first visual that has the median value of 2 stays. So from the 2 stays median value, is a line chart, and the maybe the first day I can suggest is maybe go for a tour around popular destinations such as Marina Bay Sands, Sentosa Beach Resorts, etc. And the second day, go for shopping malls and trying some famous local cuisines like chili crab, Hainanese chicken rice, etc. And maybe a go-kart racing for entertainment, attended circus events, etc. So preferred stay type for 2 day stay, I actually got the hotel being the most count, followed by not catered and hostel. So hotel being the most count, being the most popular option. And based on that, we actually realized the stay expenses is quite high, but at the same time is not too high because of the $1,000 being the less of the frequency. And based on that, we drew through stay expenses distribution of top 3 hotels, which Mandarin Orchard Singapore having the most stays, most popular stays with the most frequency of the highest stay expenses. The third dashboard actually describes the preferred companion, first language, and the expenses. So for primary companion of travelers, we actually had from the chart, actually alone is the most percentage, but then we actually don't want to count it alone because spouse, if you can target 2 people versus you target 1 person, we actually have more packs, but less of the target. And then we can actually double because there are 2 packs. And then you comparing to the percentage of alone being 1 packs, and then spouse will have more travelers. And then based on that, right, our travel group will be larger and you profit more income. So based on this, right, we can also deduce that the travel packages can, so non-package and package tourism, the package tourism can actually the fee can differ a lot from non-package tourism. So my suggestion is to reduce that fee so that we can actually make the fee smaller and more affordable so that most people won't mind to pay for package tourism and the tour company can profit. And then the idea on having 2 packs versus 1 packs, right? The 2 packs can actually have more targeted, double the target audience and not just alone. So based on the spouse, right, the language spoken by married couples is fortunately English because English is the first language for Singapore, and it's very lucky that Indonesians can understand Singaporeans. And based on this, right, number of married couple travelers each month and their overall expenses, unfortunately, for the first 2 quarters, Q1 and Q2 of 2015, right, we actually have seen low values of total expenses, and this can be explained by having the GDP of Indonesia having the lowest economic growth during that period of time, and resulted in less disposable income for the Indonesians and less expenditure in general. And for the total expenses in August, we've seen the greatest expenses because for over here, right, it's actually at its peak because we can reason that it's national public holiday. So it is the holidays actually fall in August, which resulted many people want to come to Singapore for leisure purposes. And for January, July, actually these kind of months, right, they are very the most number of people coming as well. So we can actually in the future we can put our trend, right, to January, April, and July being the most number to actually get the tourists to come. So my reflection is that compared to assignment 2, right, assignment 1 is more it's more in-depth. Assignment 2 is more in-depth and the visuals are not too generalized but rely on each other for the trends. So it's more linked together. And in terms of dashboard wise, I spent a lot of effort in it. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much.